Hello, Newburyport. I am Sean Reardon, the 69th mayor of the city of Newburyport, and this is my first Mayor's Corner. So we're going to have this show run out on a weekly basis. It's just my way of kind of connecting to the citizens of Newburyport, bring to them each week, things that are going on or things that are coming down the road, and really kind of highlight some of the really great things that are happening here in the city. It's been a very eventful, I would say, first 3 weeks on the job here after my inauguration on January 3rd. Which was a wonderful day, by the way. But yeah, so I've had a little bit of everything thrown at me right off the bat, and that's what being mayor of Newburyport is all about. There's always going to be a different challenge each day, and it's just been so great to be able to come into this office every day and serve the citizens of Newburyport. It really is a dream come true. So some of the things I wanted to bring to your attention that's been going on, and we've had a lot of good things going on. This past Saturday. You might have taken part in our COVID distribution kit day, Saturday at the DPS down on Perry Way. Now, our health department was able to get their hands on close to like 8,000 COVID test kits. And so we've been trying to come up with creative ways to get those out to the public. And one of them was this general mass give out this past Saturday on if you remember Saturday, it was frigid. I mean, just frigid. But we had a really dedicated amount of volunteers show up. Our whole health department was there, which was great to see. The DPS was heavily involved. We were using their building and they were trying to keep us warm and keeping us stocked with supplies. We had the police helping out with traffic details on Low Street. And, again, I know the traffic was very intense on Low Street early in the morning, but once we got going at 10 o'clock, we were able to kind of clear the roadways, but it took a little while to get going. So thank you for the police for being there. I don't know what I would have done without you. And then also Molly Ettenborough from our Office of Sustainability was there and was a huge help and actually brought her husband along, which was great. But it was very cold. So again, I appreciate the effort of our city employees getting those test kits out. And like I said before, we gave out almost 4,000 kits, which was just amazing. So we still have some left. So we're still looking at creative ways to get those kits out. But that was a really good positive effort. Another thing that happened this past weekend was the big storm we had. And again, we didn't get the snow, thank goodness, but we did get a lot of wind and rain. And anytime we have wind and rain on the coast, it's going to be tough for Plum Island. So we did have some damage to some homes on Plum Island. I think everyone's probably aware of the Reservation Terrace area that's been getting pummeled for years and losing beach little by little because of the formations of the jetty that happened about 7 years ago. So, my wife and I were able to go up there and meet with a lot of the residents. Again, we had multiple homes that had some damage. Before I took office, Mayor Holliday and her team were able to get some emergency measures done. So we actually do have a stone structure out there now that's on either end has these big courier bags, which are these massive bags that they have filled that are buried beneath the sand. So this structure actually did what it was supposed to do during the storm, which was really take away a lot of that energy from the waves. And I got to tell you, I've lived here my whole life, and I don't remember seeing the water as high as it was, this past Sunday into Monday. So again, if that wall wasn't there, I can't imagine what the damage would have been out on Plum Island. So, we're examining what measures we do going forward and kind of in preparations for that next storm. And so hopefully we'll have some more information for the residents of Plum Island in the days and weeks ahead here of how we move forward. But again, what we've done so far seems to have been working. Now we just have to work to help those residents that unfortunately had some damage to their homes out there on the island this weekend. Another big announcement that we had was we had our first school committee meeting last night with the new school committee that was elected. So we have 2 new members on there, Sarah Hall and Juliet Walker. Sarah Hall was also elected as our new vice chair. So that was my first meeting as chairman of the school committee. And then we also just added Steve Cole, who's a former school committee member, but he was just voted on to fill the 2-year term that I left vacant when I became mayor. So we had our first meeting last night, and we talked a lot about COVID in our schools. It's still not looking that like COVID is a big spreader between kids at school, and all the protocols we have in place seem to be working. We were able to stay with in-person learning and limit really the distancing that we're doing in schools. What we're doing seems to be working, I guess is the best way to say it. We've had about 423 COVID cases to date. Which is pretty average, I think, with some of the other districts that we're looking at around us. So moving forward, we're just hopefully continue to get some guidance from the state. They were having a call today talking about some more additional testing that's going to be available to schools, and there'll be more information coming out on that. And if you're ever looking for information on COVID with the schools, you can go to the Newburyport website, which is just newburyport.k12.ma.us. And they have actually a big banner up the top where you can access all the COVID-related information. So some of the really great news that came from our last night's school committee meeting was that we were finally able to announce that in our budget this year, we are finally going to be able to put in free full-day kindergarten. Now, this is something I talked about a lot during the campaign this year, and it's actually been an issue talked about in Newburyport for quite some time. And finally this year, we have the capability to get this into the budget. So this is what we're going to have going forward. So I'm really thrilled for all the families with young children about to attend Newburyport public schools. Doesn't benefit me, unfortunately. My kids are a little bit too old for kindergarten now. I have 3 kids currently attending Newburyport Public Schools. My oldest Sadie is in 8th grade. My middle child Ruby is in 6th, and my youngest Oliver is in 4th. So unfortunately for me, kindergarten days are over, but this is a long time coming because we were really one of the last districts in the state to still charge for full day kindergarten. So, again, this is just the most equitable way. This is what's best for kids, is giving them access to full day kindergarten. And again, it's not something that they should pay for. So we're finally going to be able to do that this year, which is really great news. Another really great thing that's happening in the city, and it's actually on my schedule today, after this, I'm going to meet with the Afghan families that are currently residing here in Newburyport, the refugee families. So you might have seen something about this in the paper. Right now we have 3 different Afghan families who are being housed here in Newburyport. 2 of them are living at St. Paul's Church up there on High Street, and the third one is living right down the street from me here at City Hall at the Unitarian Church. So I know at St. Paul's they really converted their whole basement into living quarters for these families. And then there was this huge outpour from the community with items and food and clothing and beds and plumbers and contractors giving their time and resources to help turn this space into living quarters for them. So today I get to meet with Mary Trong, who is the executive director of the Massachusetts Office of Refugees and Immigrants. So she's coming today to learn a little bit more about what we're doing and how they can support at the state level. I'm going to go as well and try to learn what I can learn about how we can support them here in Newburyport. I know one of the big questions that they're really already trying to wrap their heads around now is, what happens down the road? And I think housing is a big question for these families because, again, we'd like to keep them here if we can and not uproot them, for another move because I know these families have already been through so much. So I'm looking forward to having those types of conversations. I can tell you from the school side that there's about 19 kids, I think, that are attending our public schools now, and they have been welcomed with open arms, and I've heard nothing but positive reports from our superintendent, Sean Gallagher, and our assistant superintendent, Lisa Marie Ippolito. We've given them the supports they need. Again, you're talking no English, so they're taking English classes every day, and they're getting fully immersed in the school day of a Newburyport child, which is really incredible. And it's been fun asking my own kids about their interaction with these kids at school already. So I just really think it's a great opportunity, and it's really shown, the kind of city Newburyport is, someone that will continually rally around people in need and come to the fight when there's a fight that needs to be made. So I'm excited about this. I really think Newburyport could be a model for some cities moving forward. So I'm going to keep you updated on these weekly calls in the Mayor's Corner about the progress of the Afghan families. But really exciting stuff. The last thing I wanted to mention this week that I wanted to talk to you about was my new hires here at the mayor's office. So, when you're elected mayor, you're kind of inheriting a staff, really. So you're coming in, and luckily for me, we have some really great people who are already working here at City Hall. Again, you're talking about 19 different department heads that are already in place. So, these first few weeks, it's been a lot of getting to know people and learning about what projects are going on right now and what challenges that we see and how what do we have coming down the road. So it's been a very busy almost 3 weeks here in the corner office. But I also get to bring in some of my own people. So the first hire I was able to bring in is a woman named Christine Jackson. She comes to us from the Brooks School in North Andover. But I'm really excited to have her on board. She's going to be my executive assistant to the mayor's office. And she's on her second day today. And so far, so good. She is loving it. And I'm really getting to love getting to know her. And again, we're both going to be learning a lot, again, about the mayor's office and how things work here in City Hall. But she's had a great start. And my next hire is my chief of staff, who is on board, but he doesn't start till the 27th. His name is Andrew Levine. I almost forgot, Andrew Levine, and he's coming to us from the town of Billerica, where he is the assistant town manager there now. And I'm really excited to get Andrew aboard. He really kind of knocked it out of the park in his interview. He's just a very smart young man who's going to bring a lot of really great skills to the mayor's office, and I'm excited for him and I to really get into the work and work with our department heads and work with the city council and move some of these initiatives forward. I just think he's going to bring a really great perspective, and I love the way he looks at problems. He's a very creative thinker. So there you have it. That's our first Mayor's Corner, and I'm really going to look forward to this opportunity to reach out to you, the Newburyport citizens, each and every week. We're calling this the Mayor's Corner for a couple of reasons. We're coming to you from the mayor's office in the corner office of City Hall. But also, when you're stuck in a corner, you want someone to have your back. And, it's one of the reasons why I ran for mayor. I want to be the person to have your back each and every day. And I'm just so thankful that, you, the citizens, have given me this opportunity to serve you. So have a great week. Stay warm. It's still winter out there. Stay safe. Wear your mask when you're out in public. And I hope you tune in next week to the Mayor's Corner.